An Oregon man was just sentenced to federal prison after local task forces caught him attempting to sell cocaine purchased from the dark web. Thanks for joining us for NewsWatch 12 at 6. I'm Samantha Cadera. The U.S. District Attorney's Office says Oregon says the Rogue Area Drug Enforcement Task Force and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service intercepted 4 total packages containing cocaine between February and April of last year. 32-year-old Dominic Aragon pleaded guilty to possession with the intent to distribute. He was sentenced to 60 months in federal prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. And earlier this week, human remains were located at the site of a former structure fire on Stevens Road in the Mount Shasta Vista area. And although the reporting party said they were unaware of a structure fire, CAL FIRE says their wildfire monitoring cameras captured a significant glow in the area during the early hours of January 6th. Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office says the coroner's office is still working to identify the person and the manner of their death. Anyone with any information related to this case is asked to contact the Sheriff's Office. And Siskiyou County has agreed to change how deputies conduct traffic stops after a partial settlement in a civil rights lawsuit claiming racial discrimination against Asian American drivers. The partial settlement comes after the ACLU of Northern California and the Asian Law Caucus raised concerns about traffic stops involving Asian American drivers in Siskiyou County. The group say data from 2021 shows Asian American drivers were stopped at disproportionately high rates and were detained longer than non-Asian drivers. As part of the agreement, the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office must adopt a new traffic stop policy, complete additional training, and comply with independent oversight. In a joint statement, the ACLU and Asian Law Caucus say the settlement is a major step towards accountability while emphasizing that the legal challenge over water access in the county is still ongoing. And the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office says that it denies the allegations but agreed to the partial settlement to avoid additional litigation costs and says it welcomes independent monitoring. The Sheriff's Office has 30 days to adopt the new policy and 3 months to complete training. The rest of the lawsuit remains pending. Now let's check in with Storm Alert Weather 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman. It was a beautiful day today compared to yesterday. Can we expect that going into the weekend? You know, I'm more confident now that we will actually see some brighter conditions and milder temperatures in the Medford area. We broke out of the sunshine in the morning hours, and that led us to get into the mid-50s. 55 degrees was the high today in Medford. We even broke into sunshine in Grants Pass, but still pretty chilly. Right now sitting in still the 30s though in Grants Pass. Sky's still clear, but we will likely see more areas of freezing fog developing in our west side valleys. 37 degrees currently in Grants Pass. It's 47 in Medford, 44 degrees in Cave Junction. We're still holding on to the 50s along the coast, and temperatures have slipped into the mid 30s now in the Klamath Basin. 35 degrees currently in Klamath Falls. Air quality moderate. Grants Pass, Medford, as well as Wairika and Klamath Falls. Air stagnation still going to be an issue right through the weekend, so do expect a fairly poor air quality, especially at night and then in the mornings. High pressure remains in control. It's going to keep us high and dry, but today was a good sign that the freezing fog is trending less stubborn. So in general, expect that fog to redevelop across many of our west side valleys, but it's also possible we could see a little bit less coverage than even what we saw last night. And in that case, we'll look for those cold temperatures, lows down into the 20s in the Medford area, and it'll be pretty cold across the rest of the region as well. But tomorrow, look for decreasing freezing fog, and then generally looking at plenty of sunshine across the region and mild afternoon temperatures. A closer look at your weekend forecast and a peek towards next week coming up. Right now, the Curry County Board of Commissioners is hosting a town hall meeting to discuss concerns across the community. This includes the impacts of illegal camping and hazardous waste left by unhoused residents. The county government says that this and other concerns need to be addressed in order to prioritize public safety and respect the community. With a large turnout expected, the county says they're accepting written comments and have a live stream available. The town hall just began at the Harbor Grange Hall in Brookings. And earlier tonight, Ashland community members are continuing to voice their opposition with major changes coming to the Ashland Community Hospital. Asante Ashland Community Hospital announced plans to close the birthing center and end inpatient surgery at Asante Ashland Community Hospital by the spring of this year. Local advocacy group Rogue Valley Healthcare for All Oregon says the move breaks a 2013 agreement promising full hospital services through 2028. The group says moving care to Medford would create barriers, particularly for Ashland's aging population.
If you don't have a car, or if you have pneumonia and you're short of breath that you got to go 15 miles to be seen, they will have an emergency room here, at least for a while. But they will be limited in what they can do because they don't have a backup place for people to spend the night or get extra care.
Asante previously stated that the decision was made as the hospital sees growing challenges in the healthcare industry. Advocates say Asante did not seek community input before announcing the changes and are calling on elected leaders to intervene. Medford Fire and Medford Water have been working in partnership to revamp fire hydrants throughout the city. NewsWatch 12's Grace Ritz spent the day with Medford firefighters to learn how colors are helping improve firefighting operations.
If you've been walking or driving around Medford lately, you might have noticed that these fire hydrants are sporting a fresh new look. That silver reflective paint is helping firefighters see the hydrants at night, but that color on top isn't just for appearance. It's also serving an important purpose.
Seeing that nice painted hydrant is a good indication that the hydrant's been maintained, that we're flushing the hydrants, that, there's work that's been done to make sure that this water system is prepared for the day when we need it.
That fresh coat of paint doesn't just help firefighters do their jobs. It also helps the entire department improve its ISO rating, making sure they're providing strong fire protection and suppression across the community.
They're flushed, they're flowed, but painting is a component of that. It's our goal to make enough improvements to get an ISO 1. That's the best rating that a community can obtain.
Each color top, red, orange, green, and blue, wasn't just decided out of nowhere. It's actually based off of the gallons per minute each hydrant can produce.
So why it's important, when we pull up to a hydrant, we know that, okay, this hydrant is going to provide enough water for what I'm trying to achieve. And so that pump operator is able to know that I can either obtain my goals, my pumping goals with this source, or I'm going to have to get another water source brought to me.
These new improvements aren't just done by the fire department, but in partnership with Medford Water, who helps maintain and understand the water pressure in each hydrant.
Really, these are Medford Water's hydrants. The Water Commission 100% takes care of that and facilitates the flushing, all the maintenance, and then they have a private contractor to come in and do all the painting.
The project got underway just a few months ago, and the fire hydrants across Medford are gradually getting a fresh new look. Reporting in Medford, I'm Grace Ritz.
New information released by Rogue Credit Union highlights a major financial milestone. In quarter 4 of 2025, the institution surpassed $4.2 billion in total assets. The credit union CEO says when he first joined the company 22 years ago, RCU had $300 million in total assets.
Milestone of $4.2 billion is exciting for us. What it really means is that the organization is healthy and growing. And right now, growth is important for the simple reason of just keeping up with inflation.
Stevenson added that the union's growth is also being reinvested back into members and the community through cash returns, charitable donations, and expanded services. And as we've mentioned all week, Round Ball Wrap is here. High school basketball coverage starts this evening, and first tonight, NewsWatch 12's Paisley Poole is boots on the ground at Crater High School. The Crater girls basketball team has already started playing the Thurston Colts. Paisley, fill us in on their season so far, plus how's the game going?
Sam, yeah, I'm here, and the Crater Comets girls basketball team is already taking control against the Thurston Colts. The score right now, 31-1. Now, this team overall has started off strong with an 11-3 record and a state championship title to defend, and they're looking for a two-peat. And last Friday, facing North Eugene, they ran their win streak to 7 with a 42-point win over North Eugene, like I said, to start their regular season play. Key starters like Taylor and Brindley Young have been game changers for this team, and when they work together, as you can see, things happen. And they plan to continue this win streak against the Colts tonight. Well, Sam, I've got to go grab these highlights right now, but Luke Doughton and I will have more for everyone coming up, more games to cover, and of course, 11:15 tonight, Round Ball Wrap. Paisley Poole from Crater High School.
Paisley, thank you. The Britt Music and Arts Festival unveiled the first wave of concerts for the 2026 summer season. The Britt stage will host several artists from Kaleo, Bonnet, Rate, and Union Station and more. Tickets for these shows are on sale now for select Britt membership levels and will be available for purchase to the general public on January 30th. 2 additional lineup announcements are coming in February and March. President and CEO Abby McKee told NewsWatch 12 that this year they're looking at ways to make the Britt experience better, including upgrading their technology systems.
Last year, we implemented some things for patrons to be able to access their electronic tickets even more easily. We implemented text messaging so we can let patrons know of anything that's going on at the venue. And we're just always trying to upgrade the experience.
The Britt wants the community to know to be aware of scammers and second-party platforms. Official tickets are available only on Britt.org. And for more information on the lineup and how to get tickets, you can head over to our website. Community members are invited to come together for Ashland's annual MLK holiday celebration on Monday. The event runs from noon to 1:30 at the Ashland Armory. The celebration honors Dr. King's legacy with performances by students from SOU and local schools, choirs, and messages from civic leaders, including a keynote address from SOU President Rick Bailey.
The theme that we chose this year, the time is always right to do what is right. Just that reminder that not only on Monday when we celebrate Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, but all year, that now is the time to do the right things.
Following the program, guests will march together to the downtown plaza to hear Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech.